I couldn't sit down in peace. It's something to snack on even when I was full. Gulp for pastries, endless chocolates, basically unimaginable amount of food. I want that dessert. I want that dessert. Whatever is in the fridge, every piece of chocolate like somebody might have left in the fridge. I want to have it. You want that body. You want to lose weight. Feel like, you know what? F everything. I don't want to have that. I just want to relax. I just want to have it and call it a day. Your goals are more important than your emotions. I rise my urge to eat something so stronger at night. No, I know you can do it. Oh my god, I made things terrible for myself. Every time you do something that gives you pleasure, your body releases dopamine. But no, Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Mridula and today we are going to talk about some of yours and also my habits of overeating and hogging on food. All the things that I'm going to list down today, like the reason behind why we overeat and why we hog on food, is all based on how human brain works and psychologically how humans think. And I am sure in one of the points, in the 3 to 4 points that I'm going to explain, in one of the 4 points you will understand why you overeat or why do you have this habit of overeating. And for some context, I have had abs. I mean, I still have abs, and it's been a year of me having abs. Out of 100, I would say 60% it's food. If you want to have like defined abs or define any sort of defined muscles in your body to show up, I am sure that when I say that, you understand that how I've always had control over it, or something that I did might have worked for me and might be one of the reasons why I was able to, or why am I able to sustain my abs for such a long periods. The first point is going to be a very strong point. I would say like 6 months ago or so, I used to stimulate my body throughout the day, okay? From morning till night, there was an entire schedule that I used to run on, and every little thing that you do in the day that requires you to be there and you require your brain and everything, and you're doing something, you are stimulating yourself. Till the point you're not doing any sorts of activity and you're just sitting by yourself, it means that you're stimulating yourself. At the end of the day, when I used to sit down and relax, which is at night, when I used to have my meal, when I used to have my dinner, and it was time for me to sit down and watch some content, I couldn't sit down in peace. I wanted something to snack on even when I was full, okay? And you would relate to it, okay? You are absolutely full. You don't require any sorts of food at that time. All you want to do is relax, but you're unable to do so. What basically is happening is the body does not know how to sit without stimulation. You have stimulated your body throughout the day, and now that you're sitting in peace, now that you're sitting in silence and stillness, your body does not know how to react to it. So it wants more. It wants more of that stimulation, because you have not taught yourself body. Your body is not trained to sit in peace and silence. The easiest way to stimulate yourself is food. So you try and stimulate yourself with food, learning how to sometimes, not do anything. It can be any time of the day. Just take 10 minutes out. You can do, at least if you cannot completely sit down in silence, it's completely fine, okay? All you can do is just do one task at a time. What I mean by that is play some music and just listen to music. Don't do anything apart from listening to music. Or if you can maybe draw, you can paint, you can having hobbies is one of the easiest way to tackle the habits of hogging and all of this overstimulating things. Of course, hogging on food and depending on food to be happier, and to not just happier but to make yourself feel full or fulfilled through food, is basically you're trying to stimulate your body to achieve dopamines, and you can replace it with doing things that are low stimulation. It can be walking, it can be painting, it can be drawing. These are all low stimulation activities that you have to get your body and your brain to use to, so that you no longer, when you're not stimulated, hog on food and depend on food to stimulate yourself. The next one is based on how your brain works. I just read this one article and you would relate so much to this, because I relate and everyone would relate. Just hear me out. So there are 2 things, okay, in your brain. One is the prefrontal cortex and one is the amygdala, okay? Just consider these two as 2 parts of your brain, okay? So what prefrontal cortex is the part of your brain which is the logical part of your brain. Like every decision you make, which is based out of practical and logical thinking, is done by prefrontal cortex. And every decision that you make through your emotions, based out of your emotions, for example, you are on your periods and you're feeling low and you're feeling something sweet, so you have sweet. It is totally based on what you're feeling, based on your emotions. The decisions you make based out of your emotions is basically decisions made by amygdala, and the decisions made by logical thinking and made by practical decisions made by you is made by the prefrontal cortex part of your brain, okay? So this prefrontal cortex that I'm talking about is dominant throughout the day, and then at night this amygdala that I'm talking about takes over your entire brain, okay? At night, mostly amygdala is most active. So have you noticed that throughout the day you don't feel the urge to overeat, you don't feel like, you know, ditching on your goals, and you feel like you want it, you want that abs or whatever that goal might be for you, okay? You want that body, you want to lose weight or all of that. You are very high on everything and everything seems to be right during the day, and at night I feel like, you know what, F everything, I don't want to have that, I just want to relax, I just want to have it and call it a day. It does not matter if I have the perfect body, it does not matter whatever it is, I just don't want to do it, it does not feel right, I don't want to do it. This is the time of the day, okay? At night you're extremely, you take decisions based on emotions, whatever you're feeling, you're extremely emotional at this point. That's why it's really important to understand that your goals are more important than your emotions at that time, and you will, no matter what, you will take decisions based on your emotions, because it is how your human brain works. The prefrontal cortex is not working at this point, and it's amygdala only that is going to take decisions for you, and it is your responsibility to stick to your goals and not let your emotions come in the way and make decisions for you. So this is also one of the reasons why you feel like, why is my craving or why is my urge to eat something so stronger at night compared to how I feel during the day. So this might be one of the reasons, such as I've worked so hard throughout the day, what would just one piece of chocolate or one piece of brownie or one piece of cake would do to my diet. But it does affect, we all know it does affect. Your brain will try and convince you, and the dim lights and the night time, all of it, all the surrounding and atmosphere will feel very convincing, but you have to stick on your goals, and you have to understand that it has nothing to do with you, my friend. You are as strong as you were in the day. It's your brain, it's how your brain works. So yeah, please don't give into it. It's your brain playing with you. I know you can do it. So this is one of the reasons. Now that you know it, I hope that it gets easier for you. When you know the reason behind why, I personally feel when you know the why of particular things, it gets so much easier. I know if it's with everyone or if it's just with me. Now let's go to the third one. The third one, we are going to talk about habit. Let me tell you what habits is. Habits is nothing but something that you do repeatedly and it becomes a part of you, okay? The easiest example I could give you is, it is very unconscious. You don't put any thought to it. It just happens because you've been doing it for a really long time. Take the example of brushing your teeth. You brush your teeth in the morning, there's no thought put behind it. You don't need any sorts of motivation. You get up, you do it, you get through it, you don't think anything. That is what habit is, okay? Back in the day when I used to play sport, and I was trying to pursue the sport professionally. So of course, when you're an athlete, you have to have a specific diet which is like very good for your body and which is going to help you perform better on the field. So I had to eat like very good and clean food. So what I did was, for the entire week, I had like really good food and very balanced and very protein rich and all of that. And I made sure that I will not eat any sort of junk throughout the week. And at the weekend, like on Sunday, I'll have this one thing as cheat day or cheat meal. You might have heard about this term. And I'll eat whatever I want on this one day, okay? And oh my god, due to this one thing, I made things terrible for myself. Let's to gulp 4 pastries, endless chocolates, basically unimaginable amount of food I used to have. And I created this, and trust me when I say it, I used to not enjoy any of it, okay? And when you have so many things in abundance, you just eat more than me enjoying it. It used to feel so overwhelming, and I had this pressure of having everything that I crave, so that during the week I don't feel like it. And I have left the sport. It's been 2 years, and I'm 2 to 3 years, and I'm still continuing this habit, but I have gotten a lot better. But that's a habit. That's what I'm saying. It's unconscious. It is a habit, and my brain has gotten extremely used to it. It has no thought behind it. I don't even enjoy what I'm doing on my cheat days, okay? I'm just doing it because it's become a part of me. It's become my habit. And trust me, the only way to stop this is to be aware that, okay, I have formed a habit and now I have to stop it. You have to get into being conscious about it. Let me explain it through neurology. Very recently I learned about this. So every time you're doing something, like every repeated or every activity that you're doing consistently, you are strengthening the neural pathway towards that particular activity. For me, take this as example, I strengthen the neural pathway about about overeating and hogging on food on this one particular day, and now for me to break this loop or me to weaken this a particular pathway, I have to curate new neural pathway, or consider in simple terms a new habit, and I have to strengthen that habit, strengthen that neural pathway, so that I no longer rely on my automatic habits, and I have this new set of habits that I could fall back on, and becomes my new unconscious or autopilot mode. As you understood how strong this bad habit is, clearly I can curate or create a new habit for myself as strong as that, and that would help me replace with that habit. And currently I'm working on only eating just one meal and one dessert, okay, and sticking myself to it. There is something called as urge wave in our human brain, and basically how that works is every time of course you have this habit, you have this urge to overeat, okay. I have this urge, very strong urge, after I have something on my cheat day. It's unstoppable. I cannot just stop myself. I want to just, whatever is on the dining table, I want to eat. Whatever is in the fridge, every piece of chocolate like somebody might have left in the fridge, I want to have it. Like literally everything. It's unstoppable, and this urge comes from the habit that you have, okay. Your body does not understand that this is a wrong habit and you don't want to do it, but it will ask you to do it because your body works on automation and it does not know it's wrong. It just wants to do it because it's become a part of you. As the name suggests, it works like a wave. It reaches the peak and then it flows down, reaches the peak. Of course, at that time the urge is the strongest, and you need to do nothing. You don't need to respond to it. You don't need to pick up on your old habit that you used to do. You need to just observe that thing that's happening, and you don't need to respond to it. It takes around, I've read that it takes around 120 seconds or 60 seconds for the urge to flow away, and you have to break that loop, you have to break that cycle, and you have to multiple times dismiss your urge waves, and you'll realize that you are slowly breaking the loop of your old habits and you're creating this new loop of habits. And this will take time, okay. The more amount of times you dismiss your old patterns, you just form a new loop, you would realize that you're strengthening a new neural pathway and you're creating a new habit for yourself. But it's not just for once. You have to do it enough number of times so that you break the loop completely and you no longer feel the urge to whatever you felt like doing. So this is one of the concepts. You can pick on habits like journaling, reading, writing, painting, drawing, or pick on hobbies or whatever you like basically, and you can just replace your bad habits with these new habits. And initially it is going to be difficult, okay. You cannot change anything with just one or two tries. You have to consistently show up for it. You have to consistently observe the urge waves and let it pass away and not react to it. And let me tell you, all that I'm speaking about is very general. You can watch the video again, and it's not just about food. You can apply to any of the habits, like people addicted to alcohol, cigarettes, and all of that bad stuff. It's also about them. This is an approach based on human brains and psychology. So it's not just about food, but just because I was facing problem with food, I learned it and I applied it on the food aspect for myself. I think I've mentioned all the points that I wanted to mention. Just one important thing that I want to talk about is how dopamine actually works. Dopamine is a pleasure chemical, but I feel like not everybody knows what basically dopamine is, okay. People feel like every time you do something that gives you pleasure, your body releases dopamine, but no, your body does not release that chemical when you do that activity. It is in the anticipation, it is in the wanting. The chemical is released when you are anticipating. For example, I want that dessert, I want that dessert, I want that dessert. That period is when that anticipation period, that wanting something very badly period, is dopamine. Dopamine isn't after you have that dessert though. You have you just felt like the excitement for something that you had was much more than when you actually had that dessert. That is basically what dopamine is. Dopamine is in the anticipation. So every time you feel like you want to reach out for that dessert, just make yourself explain this one thing, that this feeling, this wanting feeling is stronger, and dopamine is in this, and once I have this, it's not going to feel as good as what the wanting period felt like, okay. So if this can help you, then please consider this, that dopamine is not after you have it. The pleasure is not released after you eat that piece of cake or whatever it may be, okay. Dopamine is in the anticipation period. That was it. I hope I was able to help you with these. This was my experience and my research on everything that I have read about and has worked for me. One thing that I want y'all to do is like have hobbies, and hogging on food is the worst thing. And also I have to tell you, it is a way to seek cheap dopamine, very cheap dopamine. Multiple other things like scrolling on Instagram, scrolling on all of these are basically cheap dopamine, and you have to inculcate habits, and you have to have hobbies that will replace all of this. You can go run, you can walk, you can swim, you can do anything but to succumb to these low stimulation things which are miserable. It really signals your brain that you have zero control over it, and you don't respect yourself, and in long term it's very bad for your inner self confidence and the way your body sees yourself. Yeah, that was it. Thank you so much for watching, and if you really felt like it was helpful, then please let me know in the comment section, and I would love to make more such videos. And if you love eating healthy and high protein, follow me on Instagram, and subscribe to my YouTube channel as well, because I post healthy and high protein recipes. And if you want to watch more of me, then you can watch YouTube long format. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. See you all in the next one.